Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Listen, I'm so sorry, guys. We were supposed to go live to talk about Married to Medicine, and at the last minute, I did change my mind. Forgive me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, all the same at the end of the day. So let us get into Married to Medicine. I was gonna say Real Housewives of Medicine. Ain't that crazy? Anywho, Married to Medicine. Let us go ahead and talk about it. So we return to this episode where Brandy is having her sit down, her celebration, her dinner, and everything, and the conversation comes up about people being at a table, being married, and don't even want to be married anymore, right? So Simone is like, "Well, quiet. Who else at this table doesn't want to be married besides me?" Okay, Quiet's like, "Girl, don't say that." Simone said, "Baby, listen, you have no idea. Do I look happy? I'm just saying, do I look happy? Do I sound happy? Cause I'm not. Okay, cause I'm not." So Simone does let the people know that she's been really frustrated with Cecil not having her back. And yeah, I'm sure any person would be upset and frustrated and tired, okay, of being with a person, having a partner that does not have their back. Okay, you're going out of your way to sympathize and understand everybody else's point, but there's, yeah, okay. I see why someone frustrated with Cecil's ass. Okay. Now she says that she just wants to go live her life over there in a high rise downtown. And all I heard was, "Girl, I'm ready to be a thought out here in these streets and sow the oats that I did not get a chance to sow a while back." Okay. I did not get to sow my royal oats because I linked up with this man when I was down to the college, all right? And I've been locked in with him ever since, okay? So she wants to go back and reclaim and recoup a piece of her time down there to that high rise. And honestly, I feel like you should. Just a little piece, okay? Now I ain't saying go out there and cheat, but I just think you should go out there and just have a good old time. I think that Simone deserves at least one full month out of every year moving forward to her damn self. Honestly, after those sons and that daddy pissed her the hell off, they would have been moving in each other into the house with each other. First of all, I would have told them, "Get out this motherfucking townhouse, okay? Go over there with your fucking daddy." Okay, because I'm willing to believe that the expenses at the bigger house are bigger, okay, than the expenses at the townhouse. And that's just my assumption. Y'all go over there with your daddy, stay with your daddy, and figure it out. Okay. I'm finna live over here in my woman's cave in this townhouse for this little piece. Y'all done graduated anyway. So go on, move over there with your daddy. And I'm finna be in this townhouse and I'm finna live my life. I can't get the high rise that I want downtown, but this is gonna be about as close as I can get to it in this townhome. Understand? Okay, so I think she does deserve some time away from the people, not being bothered. Like, yes, check in, show proof of life. I am here, I exist, all is well. Okay, but when you guys have like immediate crisis or issues, emergencies, let me be the. Don't call me first. Short end. Don't call me first, baby. Call each other first. Call your daddy. Call your brother. Call each other first before you call me. Okay. Thank you. Period. Now, Dr. Jackie does tell her to be quiet or she gonna pop her in her mouth or pop her on her lips. And then Jackie goes on to the confessional to say that it's disturbing to hear that Simone wants a divorce. And I'm like, I don't think that's disturbing. And I would love for the people that's been married for about as long as Jackie and Simone to let me know your thoughts. But I don't think it's disturbing to hear that your friend wants to get a divorce. I think it's disturbing that she's back at this same damn place. I think that would be disturbing. I think that would be alarming. That my friend is right back where she was quite a few years ago. What the hell really going on, girl? What didn't happen? Okay. I felt like when Jackie said that it was disturbing as in this shouldn't be happening right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, how dare you want to divorce Cecil? That's the vibe that I was getting from when Dr. Jackie said it was disturbing. Meanwhile, and then it's like, stop saying that. I'm gonna pop you in your mouth. Be quiet. I'm gonna pop you on your lips. Like, girl, what? You're not my mom, but that's your problem. Not only are you a doctor, but you be walking around because you have not had children, and I understand the reasoning why, but you be walking around, girl, like you everybody mama. And it's like, you need to hold what you got just a little piece, please, okay? And I know she probably was joking. I get that, but at the same time, like, girl, find out why your friend really want to go this route when it comes to that man. Now, Brandy. Brandy's about to be celebrated. The ladies are about to come out, showing a little woo, 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 the sparklers, all of that. And Contessa tells Brandy how adorable she looks. And she does go on in the confessional to say, like, listen, Paying a few $1,000s or whatever on a dinner is nothing to do like backhand springs over, nothing to really praise or anything. And maybe it is for some people, just not her. And you know what? You're right. It is for some people. And that's fine. I think that you guys can agree to disagree. Okay? Just agree to disagree. You want to spend 40 racks on a party and take pictures and do a celebrate, girl. Everybody has a right to financially celebrate, and their partners, okay? Financially celebrate them how they want and they choose to. Okay? It's just what it is. You ain't got to look down on, because at least her man took the initiative to do that. Your man didn't even take the initiative and then try to act like he planned it. Girl, I can't, but okay. But at least I got 40 racks in the bank, right? So Simone and Heavenly, they go over to console each other, right? And of course, they're both stressed out about their family, about their sons and stuff like that. Heavenly lets her know that she fussed out. I said, girl, you ain't fussed out, honey. You cussed out. You fussed and cussed out your son, right? And she says that he left and she don't know where he's at. Okay. But you could tell from this that Heavenly looks hurt. Like she's hurt. It seems to be hurt to me based on, she's hurt by how she treated her child and the fact that her child ain't even trying to talk to her. Okay. So she didn't pull Simone like, girl, let's go have a seat. Let's talk about it. Heavenly says that when her son got arrested, it hurts her heart. Right. It really hurt her heart to know that her son got arrested. And also it's hurting the fact that you did not respond in the best way. Because honestly, for me, of course, seeing her son, he's alive, he's well, he's standing before her. So that's not as much of a concern. I feel like she lashed out on her son because he embarrassed her in these social media and reality TV streets, in my personal. So she says she apparently comes off the wrong way. And it's like, a lot of y'all ladies on this show, to be so educated, y'all be killing me when you act like you don't know how you show up. Y'all know y'all be doing too much. Talk about, so apparently, I come off the wrong way. You come off the wrong way. You've been doing this for years. That's why he left. Okay. She says, apparently I come off the wrong way because, when I try to express myself to my boys, I cuss at them. And I cuss at them real loud too. Yeah. Okay. She says he never disrespected me and he left. Right. He's not going to disrespect you. He loves you. But, you was wrong for going off on that man for his grown ass decisions. Now, it's one thing to be upset. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to hoop holler. Like, it depends on what it is. Right. And I don't think that was something to hoop holler, yell or scream. I just, to me, and again, I'm not in the situation, so it's easy for me to say on the outside. Right. So Simone says that she never seen Heavenly like this before, and Heavenly likes to act like her life is all together. And that's just not the case. I'm like, a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all do, but you're so right. Heavenly has definitely done that a lot. Ever since we know her, that's what she does. Simone does tell her that they created some monsters. Okay, she says, so we can't be mad at the monsters. And I'm like, y'all definitely created the monsters, but also know this. You can definitely be mad at the monsters that you created. But in my personal, you also have to be mad at yourself for what you allowed. Okay. And now it's time to get to a place where you change up boundaries. Now, that's not necessarily the same situation with Heavenly, right? Because I don't feel like she raised like monsters or whatever the case is. Like, I mean, yeah, her son got a charge with the campus police or the actual police, whatever it is. It's something that is under control at this point. And unfortunately, with him being closer to the age of 30, at some point, these kids gonna make their own damn decisions, okay? And I'm not going to constantly hold the parents accountable for what they grown-ass child chose to do. All right? I mean, it depends. It depends on the situation, how the parent shows up, whatever the case is. But I mean, like, it is what it is. But also with Heavenly, it's not really about boundaries that she needs to set. I think her kids might have to set boundaries with her for how you will and will not talk to me. We just saw how Dr. Wendy mama sat up here and talked to her. Okay? For a decision that Dr. Wendy chose to make it at her big grown age, right? And you upset her like, nah, you ain't gotta be loud, hoop, holler, cuss me out. Like, you ain't gotta do all of that to get your point across. Learn how to talk to me, just like you want me to learn how to talk to you. Like, okay, it's really that simple. So Toya and Eugene, of course, they're talking about him working so much, and Eugene talks about how he needs a break from his side hustle, Reset Wellness, because he's been working a lot. And he's been working in ER, and it's been a lot going on. So she tells him about the walkthrough that she did with Contessa at her space and how she feels like it's just not suitable for what it is they trying to do. Right? She's like, it's not an option at all. I feel like it's just some throwaway corner in the back of the building. I'm not in support of it, and I don't really fault Toya too much. But what I will say is that I found it very interesting that Toya talked with Contessa and made it appear as though Eugene was the one that had to make the decision about whether he was going to move into that location or not, when it seems like Eugene is relying on Toya to make the business decision for him on whether they're going to move into that space or not. So I said, I wonder how Contessa gonna feel about that after watching the show. So if they don't move into the space, it's not because it's Eugene, it's more so because Toya don't think that's the perfect spot or the best spot for her husband. And I don't really fault Toya for this because of the vision that they may have had in place for their Reset Wellness, right? I don't really fault that. And I know Contessa's like, oh, well, he's gonna have a waiting room and stuff. I mean, I get that, but also I will say this too, because I do see Toya's point with this, but it's like you got to start from somewhere. You got to start from somewhere. So if y'all got to start small for 6 months, maybe a year, as you see patience and then go on to expand, cool. But then also see if you can negotiate with her and see if she could give you more than one room. Because what if he double books or whatever the case is? Like, I mean, sometimes they try to hurry up and get you to the back. Now, girl, you may be waiting in the back longer than you waiting in the front. But aside from that, right, they may not want his clients sitting up there with you. I don't know. Or send up them in the mix of your clients, So I don't know. I mean, there may be some other options that they could take on, but I will say that I think Contessa needs to re-pitch this space to Eugene and Toya after the final touches are completely done. Once the project is finished, I think she needs to start that again because yeah, I'm kind of with Toya. Like, I'm not trying to have my husband back here by no damn bathrooms and his clients as well as they come in. Like, I mean, yeah, it's easy access to the restroom. They can go right there, but come on now. It's something about it. I don't know. I gotta see the space when it's completed. Anywho, Eugene says that he understands the goal is for him to work less and to be at home more. But at this time, y'all, Reset Wellness is not financially sound for him to be doing all of that. It's just not. It's not at a place where he could just stop working and just go full throttle over here with like just stop doing the ER and going straight over here with Reset Wellness. Like, it's just not feasible at all. And Toya asked him what makes him feel like he needs to work himself until he's exhausted and then drive 5 hours to a job. And I'm like, you are the reason, girl. You're the reason that man feels like that. This big ass house that y'all just went and bought is the reason. He's making even more money. Why not? Okay. And he feels like it's 5 hours away. And obviously, it seems to me, I don't know, but it seemed like Toya probably was all up for this in the beginning. And now she's not. I don't know. But I mean, it's the money. That man's like, I was working here. First of all, working locally, being underpaid, and probably working more hours don't make sense. But so if I'm gonna overwork myself, let it be because I'm making more money, even if I gotta be a traveling doctor. That's how he sees it, right? And I understand Toya wanting her husband, closer, being home. I understand her worrying about him and him being on the roads and stuff. It ain't no telling what she be seeing online, and she may be getting spooked and worried or whatever. I completely understand that, but I think that Toya, also, you get a lot accomplished based on how you approach your husband, in my personal. And I think that you should come up with some type of plan and approach him with it and see if he'll be interested in doing that. Like whether you were thinking, hey, we do this for like a year or whatever. Here are some options. This is what I'm thinking. This is how we could do marketing. Like, I don't know. You create some type of plan and approach him with that. Okay, sell him on the opportunity of how much more he really could make. But right now, he would be doing Reset Wellness at part time. And I get Toya wanting him to just stop because I think in Toya head, she sees the money there. But in order for the money to really be there, you got to go all in on Reset Wellness. But there are bills that are due now, and he doesn't have the time to go all in on that yet when you got certain bills that's racking up now and need to be paid up right now. Okay, so I don't know. It might be a reworking of the budget to have stuff paid up and take, stack money stacked up and paid up to cover for maybe 6 months or so. While he does heavy promotion to try and get this reset wellness up off the ground. All in all, I just think she needs some type of plan to approach him with, right? Instead of all of this damn hooping and hollering. We get Quad and King. Of course, they're trying to have this child. Jackie is also involved with this. They're going for another IVF visit with Jackie or whatnot. First of all, let me say this, get this out of the way. I love Quad's outfit, love the hair. I thought she looked super cute. King, I don't like him for her. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Feel away. Have a great day. I'm not liking him for her. Okay. It's somebody. I cannot put my finger on it just yet. I'm sure King likes her. Obviously, he's trying to move forward in the situation with having a child with her. But I don't know. I just feel like he always cracking jokes on her every chance he gets. But the connection just doesn't seem to be that strong to me. I don't know. But again, child, we on the outside looking in and it don't look good to me. But okay, girl. Good luck. Hopefully it works out. Like, I really have nothing to say too much about this whole scene with Jackie and King and Quad. I slick was like, I don't care. Sorry, Mimi and Steve, right? So they're riding with their children in the back seat. They have a son who I believe is 8. Their daughter is about 7. We learned that their son was diagnosed with autism at 18 months, I believe. She said instead of him crawling like most children, he would kind of like roll, and they kind of like took heed to that, made a notice, decided to get him checked out, and that is how they learn. In the midst of them talking, trying to figure out summer programs and stuff, their son, at first you could tell he was trying to get his sister's attention for some reason, because he kind of like put his hand over there the first time, like he wanted her attention or something. And then at some point he just hit her, and she just bust out crying. And then when she was done, okay, she had that quick reaction like I used to on my brothers. Wop, baba, loo, bop, ba, wop, bamboo, because don't you put your hands on me, right? So, totally understood Miss Ma'am in that moment, okay? Because he hit me and I'm dead ass when he hit him back. I don't give a damn about none of that, okay? I will say shout out to the parents though, because Daddy immediately was like, okay, time out, pull over. Pause, time to pull over. I think they handled that situation pretty good with Mimi switching out seats with her daughter Savannah. So they switched seats, but before they did that, they made them hug or whatnot, and they still disciplined their son. Like, despite the fact that he has his, autism, they still disciplined him, and they didn't allow that to be an excuse or anything. It's like, listen, hey, all right, just because you feeling this or you feeling that or you got whatever you got going on, you don't get to go around and do that. Okay? Yes, I thought that was a good moment to see. I feel like some parents would have not paid that much attention to their kids to know that they have autism, just continue to go on throughout life. And then as they're having this behavior, just refer to them as bad as hell or get to hooping and hollering like I think Heavenly has always done with her children, okay? Yelling, screaming. Ain't nothing wrong with you, woot, the woot, the woot, the woot, the woot, versus trying to be more in tune with their kids. So I thought that was nice. And then some parents, may allow autism, for their kids to be an excuse to allow them to continue certain behavior instead of figuring out a way to kind of like trying to discipline them. And I do understand that there are different variations of it. So it comes with different things. And some parents can't control, some people need help. Some people don't have the resources to do certain things. But speaking on Dr. Mimi and her husband, I thought they handled that well. It was a good moment. And I think that what wasn't a good moment, they made light of it by the end of it, because they was like, it could have been much worse because we've experienced worse. Okay. So yeah, that is something that they are continuing to navigate through. And I'll guarantee there are some people out here that can relate to them with this situation. So that was a good moment. But I will say I'm not sold or crazy about Dr. Mimi and Steve, okay? I don't know what it is about them. I was telling my patron, shout out to you guys, something is off. I mean, well, I don't want to keep saying something is off, but I just feel like, and one of my subbies said something that was great, because one of my patrons, as well as Eugene, kind of mentions this at the end, psychoanalyzing. That is how I think they approach everything. It's to me like no different than Dr. Jackie a little bit. Like how Dr. Jackie always got her doctor hat on. giving you unwanted advice, diagnosing you when you ain't trying to be diagnosed, telling you, and like, it's like, scoot back up off me in my coot just a little bit, please. Right? I feel like Steve picked that up from Dr. Mimi, and that's how Dr. Mimi always shows up. But Dr. Mimi said something later on in the episode that we're gonna get into that, but let's keep going. So Toya decided to do some type of event for the ladies and well the cast, right? Skip work day party. Toya says that she's been hesitant to invite the ladies over because she feels like she and her husband are judged at every step, every turn. They're judged. It's like, Toya, though, honestly, I really like you, but girl, be for real. Like, I mean, who ain't judged on the show? Who's not judged on the show? That's why Quad wasn't bringing none of her men's around that she was dating. Okay, who's not judged on the show? Like, it is what it is. Like, so Toya tells Eugene about her text with Heavenly. So somebody left a bag at Brandy's dinner, and so she said, "Who fake bag is this?" Right? And Heavenly, what you had going on mentally, so much so that you left your whole damn purse. Girl, that purse was for show because couldn't then have been in it that you left your purse there on the scene. But anywho, when she said she sent that text message saying, "Who fake purse is this?" I hollered. Cause I said, if Eugene don't sound like my husband, he said, "Now why you gotta go?" He said, "Why you gotta do it like that though?" It was unnecessary. It was like she did not have to say who fake bag is. Too funny. So Heavenly says, "Oh baby, that's my purse. That's my purse. But my husband loves me and my house is paid off," or whatever it was, right? And Eugene was like, "Well, shit, I would hope so. You've been in there for 35 years." Facts. 1000%. I will hope that bitch is paid off too after 35 years. Hello? Um, I will say this though. I think that Toya having yet again another home that she built from the ground up is absolutely a flex in my personal. And I also feel like Heavenly having a house paid off is an absolute flex as well. Because to me, Heavenly can upgrade whatever she wants in her house whenever she wants to, and may even be able to extend it at a fraction of the cost, in my opinion, than what it costs Toya to buy a brand new home. But you know, those are just my thoughts. And I also kind of think that Heavenly having a house that is paid off, to me, is more of a flex, a bigger flex, because they're both flexes, right? But I feel like Heavenly's might be a bigger flex than Toya's because, you know, she could pass that house down to her kids, no debt. Unless, you know, she ended up getting debt on the home because she wanted to do certain changes or whatever the case was, right? Possibly, but if she ain't got no debt, then I feel like that's not a bad of a flex either. But those are my thoughts. Anywho, the ladies are funny. But getting back to the text message, Toya says, "Let me go love on my family and friends who love me in return." Child, I feel like that was a dig. I feel like that was of course it was a dig, but I feel like the dig was more so about Heavenly Son not talking to her right now. And she may feel not loved. Right? And then shit, it probably could have been a dig because of her childhood. But girl, that was just messy because Heavenly responded and told her, "Girl, I'm with my patients. I'm in between patients, meaning I got a job, okay? And my man loved me with his big dick." Woo! And you know the flashback, I think they asked Toya one time in a flashback, like, "What's one thing that you thought was gonna change in marriage or something like that?" And she said she thought they would grow or whatever it was. It didn't look good. It didn't sound good when it came to Eugene. The shots that Toya takes at her husband definitely gives. I could talk about my sibling. I could talk about this person, but you can't. Child, we would like for you not to do it either. Hello? We would like for you to not do it either. However, let's keep going. Eugene just sitting over there like, "This is the dumbest conversation that I think I've ever damn heard." Okay. And I'm like, well, Toya kind of started that because she didn't have to call nobody bag fake. Now, Heavenly says that the bag was real. I don't believe the bag was real. I'm sorry, I don't. I do believe that it was a fake. I do. Heavenly says, I mean, but what does it matter? To follow it up with what does it matter? Because they all come from one place anyway, confirms to me that that bag was indeed fake. And it's okay. Cause I don't give a damn whether the bag fake or not either. Shit, I mean, I feel like shit, it should. But first of all, a lot of this stuff be overpriced for the quality of it. The quality don't be all of that for real, for real. Okay. In my personal side, I feel like shit. If you want to get, hey, do what you want to do with your money, man. Okay, if you Hey, if you gonna try and keep up with the Joneses, at least do it in a more affordable way. Okay, don't be out here trying to scam and all this and that. Hello, do what you want to do with your money, child. Nobody give a damn. So Toya house, I will say, because it's time for the party. This house is nice. It seems much bigger than the last house to me. I said, okay, Toya. Now Mimi arrives with her husband. Once she get inside, she ends up sitting down, I guess on a napkin, and Toya took offense to that. Like, girl, you trying to act like this is dirty, like this is new, this is that. And it's like, Toya, everything you do in my personal is for other people. And that's gonna forever have you in the chokehold. When nobody thinking about that but you, I feel like you responded to Mimi about you sit down like this dirty because you're concerned about how other people are viewing you. That's why you keep jumping from house to house to show that you got it. Okay, but anywho, um, Toya, I think got PTSD based on how the ladies have treated her. But I also feel like Toya's concern about what other people think about her has her in the chokehold. Heavenly arrived. She ready to get her purse. And Toya said, I hope you're not mad at me still. And Heavenly like, nah, girl, I'm not mad at you, okay? I just want to get my purse. And Toya said, oh, you can get it, baby, because listen, my door won't even open for that shit because it's so fake. Child. Again, I believe Toya. I do believe the bag was fake. Heavenly says that the purse was real, but we already got into that. It's time at some point, right? The food comes out. The food comes out and the clothes come off, it seems, because she got half naked people walking around the house, okay? As soon as Heavenly saw one of the guys, I fell out because Heavenly said, look at him with his dick out. Girl, I holler. Do you hear me? Heavenly said, I don't want to have no hors d'oeuvres or whatever you call it with people I can see they nuts. Like, woo. I'm not crazy about all of that either, like Speedos and stuff like that. So I don't fault Heavenly. I don't fault any person that may have been like, girl, what the hell going on? Not at all. Everybody got their own taste, right? And unfortunately, although that young man may have been like the greatest thing walking, all right, to some, he wasn't all of that. I isn't all that to others. And I think that's perfectly okay because he wasn't giving all of that with his lace front wig on at the top. But you know, they did it pretty decent. But like, yeah, I don't want that, baby. I'll pick it up on my own. I'll pick it up on my own. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. I don't need all of that. And you know how people do a dance routine on stage and you be like, that song didn't even require all of that. I felt like the party that Toya had didn't even require all of that. Like, girl, what? That you needed to have had half naked people walking around y'all. Heavenly had me so tickled when she was like, y'all just be wanting people to take y'all man. Something she said when she saw the other girl walk out with her bikini. I'm a hollering. And it's like, girl, that now you know that's not what those ladies want. Okay? And if they were to do something like that, that's not on those ladies, that's on them niggas. But anywho, girl, Heavenly had me so tickled this whole time. Now, Quad and King get there. And once they got there, Toya want to play these games and all of that, talk about getting the men in shape and they can take their shirts off and all of this stuff. And it's like, Toya, go sit down, baby. Go sit down. Everybody ain't on there. Sit your ass down. So Eugene decides he gonna write the people some scripts, just joking. Like, I'm gonna write y'all some scripts so we ain't gotta do this. We excused, okay? Toya calls Eugene and says, no, she calls him out by saying like, oh, I need some wifely and husband attention. And you know what I need. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't think that was a big deal when she said that. Like, I need some wifey husband attention and you know what I'm talking about. Everybody like, ooh. Like, I'm like, calm down. That wasn't that deep to me. Like, y'all doing too damn much. What was when she told that man, eye contact, please. Okay, now see, that's where you done lost your. Okay, see that right there, that part for me was like, who you talking to? Because I'm not our kids. Eye contact, please. You talking to him like a child. I don't like that, Toya. I don't think that was cool. I don't think that was cool at all. Like, eye contact, please. Like, girl, wait, if you don't go sit down somewhere. So he ignored her because he was, I don't know who the hell she talking to. Toya says, "Oh, really? You want to be hard? Okay, Toya, we just going down wrong road. Wrong road. Want to be hard? Basically, honestly, you let me run over your ass any other time. Now you got your little audience. You want to act tough? That's crazy." Mm. Then she go ask him, "Are you done?" And I'm looking like, "No, are you done? Are you done, Toya?" So she asked the men to go on one side. They didn't move. So she's like, "Eugene, can you please be the leader of your house and lead your friends to this side?" Like, what? Heavenly said, "Oh no, Toya, girl, don't do that. You don't do that." She said, "Well, what do you suggest that I say to get them to move?" She said, "Call them daddy. Daddy, bitch, I'm not a ditzy bitch like you. I don't have daddy issues. Why would I call him daddy? Hello?" So Toya says she's been trying to get his attention for the last 30 minutes. And he's like, "Well, I was writing them scripts. I was just joking." She's like, "You're not funny. You're not funny." He said, "You want to go and act like this." Right? She getting upset. Eugene looking at her like she crazy. Right? She ends up getting ready to walk off. Mimi said, "I've never seen anything like this before." I was like, "Girl, shut up. Shut up, girl. Bye, girl. Bye, love." Right? She says, "Nothing in this group is going to come in between me and my husband." I said, "I would hope not, but you're not heavenly." Okay? You're not heavenly. When Toya walks off, Toya says, she said, what she said? Toya was like, "Look, I'm over you," or something like that. She says, "Look, I'm over it for you. I'm over it for you." And as she's walking off, she repeated it. When Toya repeated, she laughed. She's like, "Look, I'm over it with you." First, she said, "I'm over it with you." She walks off and she said, "Look, I'm over it with you." When she said that, look, that was her embarrassment. Toya was embarrassed at that moment. The fact that you had to repeat it and you got Anila walking off with you, Toya was embarrassed. I don't care what nobody's talking about. She embarrassed herself. Quad says that she could get why Toya may be stressed out. And I wanted her to do tell, but we didn't get that out of her. And then King says, this is where King jumps in and says, "And that's why I would never move into a woman's house." Do you hear yourself? What the fuck they got to do? These people are married. What are you talking about? "I don't never move into a woman's house." They're married. So basically, how you sound like Greg to me. Greg over there on Real Housewives of Potomac, a man with no intentions of marrying. "That's why I'll never move into a woman's house." You're comparing just a bit your non-marital relationship with a married couple that's gone from house to house together that they've bought together, and you won't. That's why. What that got to do with anything? Maybe it was editing, putting it in the wrong spot. Okay. Are you? So it sounded like to me that you don't ever plan on moving in with Quad. That's why I'll never move into a woman's house. Now, granted, it would be time for y'all to go buy a house together. Now, unfortunately, I don't know Quad's situation, but I do question whether it would be like Portia Williams. You're going to have to sell that house in order to get another house. Are y'all going to go and rent a house, or are y'all going to go buy a house? Quad is not for to get that house up that she put all that money into. So are y'all just never going to live together but expect to have a child under the same roof? Like, how does that work? I don't know. I just don't know if he takes her as serious as she may be taking him and it, as far as being a parent. But okay, girl. Eugene goes in to check on Toya, and she has the audacity to tell him that he was the one that was being embarrassing. Okay. So he asked her, "What the fuck did she just say out there?" She's like, "Oh, don't cuss at me because you don't want me cussing at you." Da 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 da. And Mimi is like, "So this happens all the time." And Heavenly said, "Yeah, yeah, she talk to him all the time. Like, girl, she been doing that. She been talking to him like that. That's just how Toya talk to her man." Hollering. Toya tells him that he took what she said personal because he doesn't feel like he is a leader. And it's like, what? What? He took it personal because you believe that he doesn't believe he is a leader? Why would he need to lead niggas that's not in his household? Yeah, they're at his house, but obviously none of them wanted to participate. None of these men, besides King, are in shape for a reason. They don't want to be. And you want them to be doing these extracurricular activities. Like, they don't want to do it. They ain't doing it on their own time. Why would they do it on your damn time? So then she goes on to say something about, because he said something like, "Well, I'm not the only person that had an issue with it, even the other ladies." had an issue with it. She's like, F these women. I don't care what they think. Toya, you care every bit about what they think. That's why you're over there showing your ass. Saying these ladies don't know how to be who they really are around their husbands. True. True. But the way Toya would not let her husband get a word in, knowing in my personal that man was not wrong to me, I don't think that was fair. And you want to pout. And you got your kids upstairs and you want to still stand around here hooping and hollering. I guess it's a party. She can yell if she wants to. So Steve asked Eugene if this is normal behavior for them or something like that. And Eugene said, why? So you trying to psychoanalyze me? I said, exactly. That's exactly how they be coming off. Okay? That's what's going on. He like, you been around your wife too long. I'm like, yeah, he has. And see, that's what I think gonna get on my nerves with Mimi and Steve. I feel like when they inquire and ask, even when Eugene, Kurt, and Curtis were talking, because Curtis had that issue with what Toya said, I feel like Steve was coming from the approach of it, like he was trying to mend fences and get them to figure stuff out, but he was coming off like he's the more experienced person in the group time. And I'm just like, oh, y'all got y'all fucking shit. Okay? All y'all ain't nobody's situation really no better than the other. And that's how I feel Mimi and Steve may come off. There's something about it. Okay, maybe it's the whole therapist thing and she don't never put her head down. And he done picked that up too. I don't know. Anywho, Eugene says that he should have read the room a little bit. He said he should have did a better job with that because he knows Toya been stressed out about everybody being over there. And he's willing to apologize. And then King jumps in and says he likes the apology, but the apology with the attitude is like no apology at all. And I'm like, huh? So are you saying that Eugene has an attitude right now, or are you subliminally shading Quad? Are you speaking to Quad? Because then it leads Quad to say, I know when I've done something wrong, I just like to apologize. And he says, well, you don't always apologize nicely. You do it with an attitude. So you were technically talking to Quad. Like he always, to me, is shading her. Calling her out in a way. And it makes me question if he can't call her out in one-on-one conversations because of how she may show up. So he has to use these little moments to get in what he's trying to say. Like he did like when they did the red carpet thing, and we talked about it on the panel. At their premiere party when Bingeworthy was interviewing them, and when she was talking about the dynamics of her relationship with Simone, he would kind of jump in like, oh, it sounds like y'all got a real relationship. Da, 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 da. And it just seems to me as he was talking, he was referencing the relationship that they have together to be similar to that of Simone and Quad. It was like, y'all would have to go and check it out for yourself. Y'all may get something different. I'm just telling y'all what it is that I got. Anywho, that's what's going on. Now, Toya now wants Mimi and Heavenly to pretty much get out her house. And Contessa says she don't mind being the bad guy, right? Quad does go in there to check on Toya. And I thought that I really like the fact that Toya and Quad are in a better place. I feel like I haven't seen them like this in a while, if ever. And I like that they're in a good place to where Quad will go in there, check on her, and even kind of defend her to the point where when Toya goes outside hooping and hollering and yelling again and calling out folks or whatever, Brandy was like, I don't even know what I did. And Toya and Quad was just like, we just got to really be mindful about certain things, when we at people's house, this and that. And I just felt like that was Quad trying to support Toya a bit in that moment. Even if I felt like Toya was wrong, I just like what's happening between them at this time. And they ain't the ones arguing. Anywho, like I said, Toya came outside hooping, hollering. She said, don't make me list out all the stuff that I know about y'all and y'all fake ass relationships while y'all trying to come in my house and judge my relationship as if y'all shit don't stink. Woo! Okay, so she started calling folks out. Heavenly is like, why you looking at me? She said, because you was over there talking that shit. Heavenly said, I feel like she deflected and she drunk. Toya said, I'm not drunk. I said, well, girl, you got something going on if you ain't drunk. Either you done took something that done got your energy a little too damn high, or it's a part of the PTSD that I said. You have these old harbored feelings with these ladies and you're projecting it now, and they all have moved on. So they looking at the situation like, well, why are you mad at me? Meanwhile, you're still stuck in the past and you're projecting from that space of being judged. right? But they don't know that because you haven't properly communicated that to them. So that's why everybody is looking confused about what the hell going on. So then Toya starts crying and she go inside. Some of the ladies go in there, console her. Dr. Mimi, her husband, Heavenly, her husband ended up leaving. Damien was like, I'm finna go because it ain't no issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm just leaving out of respect. Bye. So Toya crying and she's saying she's tired of being judged. She's frustrated. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know. You got more than just that going on with you. It's something else going on with you. I don't know what else is going on, but you stressed out about something else, okay? And it could be just the husband traveling. I don't know. It's a lot. And you made this episode very awkward in my personal, okay? I felt like she didn't really want too many people saying anything to her about her behavior, but you was doing too damn much too. And Heavenly probably did piss her the hell off. I mean, we didn't see all the footage. I mean, Heavenly gets there. Her and Toya can get on each other's nerves like that. Right? Heavenly over there talking about something. Is it trouble in paradise? Like, I don't know. You tell me, bitch, your husband the one that wasn't sharing information with you. Ain't that what you said? Your husband was the one that didn't give you some information. So is it trouble in paradise? Okay. Anywho, Eugene said, this had me hollering. When people was leaving, Eugene said, and now I'm all the way in the doghouse and I don't even know how I got there. All of this shit was hilarious. All of it. Heavenly struggling to get her ass up. When Contessa was up there laughing, that was me. Me and Contessa was falling out everywhere. Then here go Dr. Mimi. Toya's style of communication is one-sided, and she only likes to hear her own opinion. It was somebody. It was like so therapy coded. And I'm like, you know what? You ain't even wrong though, girl. But you be giving Dr. Jackie some signs like you ready to diagnose people. Okay, let's sit down and figure out what is it. You stay in therapist mode, but you were not wrong. I have to be honest. So Brandy, she did stay behind. She supported Toya. She apologized. Toya appreciated it. Simone said Heavenly and Toya had a beef before they even came there. Because Simone is thinking about the text message. And Toya over there thinking about everything. This, for me, confirmed the PTSD thought. And I may be lack of for better words, okay? But more so, it confirms Toya harboring these old-ass feelings that everybody else has moved on from, right? And she's projecting everything out. And they all looking confused because it's like, where the hell did this come from? Meanwhile, Toya's still mad at shit that has happened over the years. That's what that's about. Because Simone is talking about recent events from the text. Toya over here talking about everything else. She's been doing that though. Right? That's what Toya's saying. And it ain't just me that's had an issue with her before she got here. Like, girl, she came for your marriage. She came for your marriage. She came for your marriage. Your marriage is next. That's what's going on with Toya. Toya had every damn body confused, honey, okay? And that's just what it was. The episode was okay, but Toya was getting on my nerves. Like, I'm not going to hold you because I'm just like, Toya, you did not make yourself look good in this moment, and then you over here just projecting out on everybody else like they the damn problem. You constantly want Eugene to listen to you, but you rarely want to listen to Eugene. And he allows it. So I can't feel bad for him either because he lets her do and say and talk to him however she wants to. And then he still goes out there and run himself into the ground, break his damn back just to provide for her and the kids. And it's like, do your thing. If that's what you feel you need to do as a husband, I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. That's y'all marriage. But at the same time, Toya, not cool, love. Not cool. But that's all I got. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like agents. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool.